Hey guys, it's Nathan here. I'm just finishing up a pour, and I figured I'd go over a couple of things with regards to how I do it, and how I have my stuff set up. In case you want to try it out, it's pretty cool. Real cheap paint is all I'm using from like Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Basically, these little $1, $1.50 bottles of paint. Some of them are a little bit more expensive, obviously, because there's more to it. And basically, I'm just mixing it up with a little bit of water. Uh, Typically, I'll keep small bottles of water, in the garage, and I'll grab one of those. And hopefully, Mama San doesn't pick up on it that I'm killing her water bottles. But anyway, so I basically mix a little bit of water until it has kind of the consistency of like a really wet yogurt, if you will. And then the base coat, whatever the base coat is, I'll turn around and I'll put a little bit extra water in it so that it's extra liquidy, and so when the paint goes down on top of it, it'll move a little bit easier on the canvas. So on this particular one, what I did was I did white. Basically, I put white down first in a good amount, covered up the entire thing, kind of rubbed it in with my hand and got it spread all over the canvas. Then I just used basically blue, green, and purple, and then in between, like I'd pour a little bit of the purple out, and then I'd add a slight bit of black to it, a little bit of purple, and then a little bit more black to that same purple until all of it is used up. So basically, there's 3 to 4 tones of the same color. It kind of stretches out the design, if you will, on top of the canvas, and that way you still get this breakup of color, but it's not right on top of each other. Like a lot of people will turn around and put blue, green, purple, blah, red, whatever, and then it just turns into a big mash of gray matter, and it doesn't look very good. So a lot of the time, the simplest thing to do is to keep the colors separate, and then use your basic white and black to create tones within that same color pattern. And then obviously once it's down, then just move the canvas around accordingly, however it is that you feel you want to do it. For this one, I didn't move it a whole lot. I did shift it towards the back, towards that direction. And then as it went that direction, I shifted it back over to the right. And then after I got done with that, I felt like I still needed a little bit something. So I just took a little extra black, added it to the corner just to give it a little contrast. And then I went over it with a blowtorch. So one of the things you probably want to pick up is this little contraption here. It's basically this right here. It screws into the top of any of the propane tanks you can pick up from Walmart, but it's like $10, $12. It's for the little torch top, and then the propane tanks are probably like $4 or $5. The canvases, I pick up the canvases from either Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, those horrible canvases," but I'm not doing detail work. If you want to do detail paintings, then yes, you want to get a better canvas. But for me, these work because all I'm really doing anyway is just covering them up with a base coat and then adding color. I want it to move around, but I also want it to hold on to the canvas. And this particular canvas has a kind of heavy texture to it. So, and like I said, let's see what the price is on it. Yeah, $9.99 for a pack of 5 of them. So not too bad. The other thing that I keep around are these nitrile gloves, and I get those from Harbor Freight for next to nothing. A whole box of them, just a few dollars. The last thing is a heat gun, and that thing pays dividends left and right, especially with epoxy work. I normally will cover these up with epoxy, and then the heat gun allows the air bubbles to come out of the epoxy. So just a couple of things to keep in mind when you're setting your station up. If you're gonna do this type of stuff, have some way of elevating the canvas off of your work surface. So just got a couple of cans underneath there, and then that way when it dries, it doesn't stick to the actual table that you're working on. You want it elevated, and then obviously protect the floor that you're working on so that you don't get in trouble with the significant other. But that's basically it. You can come up with 1,000,001 ways to do these things, and there's plenty of videos online for how to do it, so you can look those up. But I just wanted to cover a couple of the tools that I use, and what's a good idea to have readily available so that you can do your own pours. Hope that helped. Talk to you later.